As we mentioned yesterday, Singapore can expect hot weather for some months to come. Neighbouring Malaysia is also sweltering. Schools in some parts of the country even had to close in the past week. And the UN Agency for Weather and Climate recently said the Earth is getting hotter and will stay hotter. So how should we cope with the heat wave? I'm joined by Associate Professor of Exercise Physiology, Fabian Lim from Nanyang Technological University. Thanks for joining us, Prof.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Now, Prof, how do we define a heat wave? Are we talking just about a prolonged period of hot and dry weather?
Well, that's the general definition. The international community has come to a consensus that we call a condition a heat wave when the daily maximum temperature is higher by 5 degrees Celsius than normal daily temperature for 5 consecutive days. But bear in mind, though, that is defined more at the population level, where the heat casualty rate will begin to increase, and also for benchmarking for emergency response planning purposes. At the individual level, you can start to experience the effects of heat wave, including having heat injuries, even on the first day of a hot weather condition.
Right, we'll come to those heat injuries in a little bit. Are we at higher risk of heat stroke during this period, and who do you think are more susceptible?
Definitely, the risk of heat stroke goes up quite tremendously in a period of heat wave, and that's because the direction for heat transfer is reversed. In normal condition, the skin is warmer than the air, so we dissipate heat to the environment. In a heat wave, that direction is reversed. The air is warmer than the skin, and so we absorb heat from the environment. There are 3 groups of people who are at risk. The elderly, who are frail and have chronic disease, this would form the largest group of casualty, and usually they have a combination of heat injury, heat stroke normally together with an exaggeration of the condition that they have. Second group will be toddlers and infants, and third group would be the outdoor laborers.
Right. Prof, how would you recommend that we protect ourselves then in such a heat wave?
Right, there are several things that we can do. Well, the fan is not very useful in a heat wave condition. The thing to do firstly is to seek shelter in air-conditioned areas. So fortunately for us, most houses have air conditioner. If that's not available, then go to public buildings where that are air-conditioned. So go shopping, watch a movie, go to the cafeteria and spend time there. If you have access to swimming pool, take a dip. For those who are bound within the house, cold shower and ice sponging can be helpful in keeping the body cool in such condition.
Finally, Prof, how can we tell that someone is suffering from heat stroke? Back to that question on heat injuries just now.
Right, so few signs. The early signs would be drowsiness and nausea, and then as the condition progresses, the person can become incoherent, so they can be saying things that makes no sense.
Right.
They can lose mental orientation, they lose their sense of direction, they do not know why they are there, and so on. They can lose consciousness, and in the final stages, the organ starts to fail, the brain starts to fail as well, so the control of the body starts to fail, and they go into a state of unconsciousness.
So always great to seek help right at the beginning and right at the onset of these symptoms.
Treat it as an emergency, activate the emergency responses, and cool the person down with whatever is available.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof, for coming in and sharing those insights with us.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Associate Professor Fabian